Oh, hello there. Hello there. I'm not smoking. Nice to see you. I can't see out of these. These are reading glasses. But anyway, hello there, everybody. Come on in. Welcome, welcome. Nice to have you. All right, all right. Kaylee's excited to be here as well. David asks, is this Dad's pipe? Actually, this was Dad's pipe, David. Yes, this was my father's pipe, so that's kind of nice. I figure, you know, since he gave birth to me, that was Mom, but he, you know, had a hand at that anyway, that we share some same germs, and so it's okay. Yeah, anyway. And I'll tell you about something else in a minute here as soon as more people come on. But all right, there's Doug, Father Doug Martin. Welcome. He even gives me a little heart. That's nice. And Margie there, and Doug, another heart. I got you, Doug. That's great. Okay. I was just looking up for one thing here that I want to share with you in this little book. Please hold while everyone else comes on. I found it last night. It was really neat. Please hold. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah. All right, great. Hello there, Sylvia and everyone. Nice to see you. Great. Welcome tonight, everybody. All right, all right. Good evening from Gulf Breeze. Hi, Pat. Great. Carol and Cheryl and 3 others. All right, let me put this down. You can see behind me. I can't really, there we go. You can't really see that, but that's one of the, it's a picture of one of the windows at our basilica. I've got a couple of those, so that's really neat. This one is the Nativity. Let me see if I can tilt it up and show you. You can't really see, but it's the window depicting the Nativity there in the basilica. So it's really neat. Beautiful, beautiful basilica, beautiful windows there. We're really blessed. Okay, great. So, welcome. Welcome to our Thursday night meeting. It's nice that you're here. If you're just checking in, my hair really isn't this white or gray in real life, but it's that light over there that's really making it very gray. So, sorry about that. I'm not sorry, what am I saying? Anyway, okay, great. Now, what I want to share with you are 2 things. One, if I seem a little ashen, more ashen than usual, hope I'm not, I just made myself a pork chop. I'm a little worried because it didn't taste right. I cooked it in the Instant Pot, and I think I cooked it, you know, I checked the temperature. It wasn't exactly 165, but it was warm inside. Anyway, I used this other stuff that might have been out of date. Right, it was by a year, this sauce, and I thought it said 2021, but it said, you know, January 2020, and I don't know, I just don't, you know, I feel a little rumbly there in the tumbly, not sure why. So if I have to leave, well, then I have food poisoning. What's a little pink pork anyway, between friends? It's gonna be fine. I brought some water here, just in case. Excuse me. I'll be fine. Okay, the other thing I want to share with you was, when I was in South Bend, I think last year, my mom, hello Mom, is probably watching, she let us go into my dad's den and see if there's anything that we wanted, you know, anything the children wanted. And so I think the only thing I got was that pipe, the pipe from Dad, and this book. Now, I'm not recommending this book because I know it's not really for young people, but The Catcher in the Rye, it's a classic, so I can at least, you know, I can say that it's got strong language in it and everything, but it's something I read early on and I really like it, and apparently Dad did as well. I found this, Dad wrote here, you can see that, finished 4/2/62 in Rochester, Minnesota. That's really a neat thing that Dad read this book in 1962, 5 years before I was born. And then on the back, this is really neat, on the back flap is my mom's old phone number, ED37752, when she lived in Harvey, Illinois. So they had already been married in 62 for a couple of years, but I like to think that, you know, Pop grabbed whatever he could and wrote down Mom's digits, got her number, so that he could call her. That's pretty cool, huh? And if you're wondering, that's where I get my bad handwriting. But Dad had a excuse. He was a doctor, so but anyway, so I'm reading this, and it's a mess. The pages are falling out and everything. But I was just reading along, and yesterday I came across that Pop had underlined a couple of sentences 3 times in there, which was really neat. It just makes you think, wow, he read that in 1962 and underlined and starred a couple of sections. So that's really neat. And just one of them was really, I don't know what he meant by them or why this line hit him, but it's really neat. If you know about the book, Holden is just he's a lost adolescent, just trying to find meaning in life, and he's going through a lot of things in his life, and anyway, but he passes by this, he goes by this museum that he goes to all the time, or he went to a lot, and he sees that these Native American exhibits behind glass, and he loves that they're always there. They were there when he was a little kid. They were there when he was 10. Now that he's 16, they're still there in the same position. He said the deer is just frozen in time, and the hunter has the bow, pulled back, and it's all frozen in time. And he liked that it was frozen in time. That's the kind of the message of this book. Holden is having a hard time leaving childhood. He just wishes that he could stay in childhood and that he could keep all the little children from going into adolescence and adulthood, that he could be a catcher in the rye and catch all the kids before they go off into adulthood. Pretty cool, huh? Anyway, this is just what my dad underlined. So Holden was saying he wishes things could have stayed the same, behind glass. And this is what, this sentence is what Pop underlined. Certain things should stay the way they are. You ought to be able to stick them in one of those big glass cases and just leave them alone. I don't know why that struck Pop, but it did, because he underlined it. So anyway, it's just a really neat little surprise. Made me happy. Little verklempt when I was reading that, when I came across his little underlining there in the book. So nice little moment. Anyway, so there you go. Thank you thanks for watching. Thanks for being part of this. I do have a couple things to say in a minute, but I just want to thank you all. Occasionally I get emails or cards from people who say this is very important. I got one, I don't know where it is, but the other day from someone here, and she's got a great name. It comes right out of the It's a Wonderful Life. So, and it's one of my favorite movies. So when I saw it, I was Mary Bailey. Like, Mary! That's how George would say that. Merry Christmas! But anyway, thank you, Mary, for your kind words and for joining us on these Thursday evenings. Okay, what I want to share with you is this. Lent is coming up in less than 1 week. It's next Wednesday, unless you're Orthodox, and then it's actually coming. You're Ukrainian Orthodox, I think, will start on Monday, but it's coming soon. So it's good. If you're like me, a lot of times you get into the Lenten season and all of a sudden you think, oh no, or you get to Ash Wednesday and you think, oh, what am I going to do? What extra thing will I do, or what will I give up during Lent? And then unfortunately you think, well, I'll think about it tomorrow or later, and then a couple more days go by, and then a lot of people at that point say, well, next year, next Lent. Well, it's not too late. It's not too early. It's the perfect time to start thinking about what you want to do to celebrate Lent in order to prepare for Easter, prepare well for Easter this year. So I invite you to start thinking about that. The traditional practices of Lent are prayer, fasting, and almsgiving. So fasting is something that we do. Well, the church invites all able-bodied persons to fast. That is especially on Ash Wednesday, to eat only one meal on Ash Wednesday and Good Friday, and then to abstain from meat on all the Fridays of Lent. That's the minimum. But you can also fast from something that you enjoy, something that you like, that will help you to focus even more on Christ. You don't do it because you say, I really want to see if I can go 40 days with, giving up chocolate or candy or alcohol or something like that. But more, you want to say, I'm not going to go out. I'm going to, instead of going out once a week or whatever, I'm going to eat at home. I'm going to buy my food and cook it at home or something. And I'll save that money and give it away to the soup kitchen or Goodwill or something like that, St. Vincent de Paul, something like that. That's really what it's not just, I want to see if I can give this up and see how strong I am, but it should be directed towards something positive. So that's fasting. Prayer, of course, is both personal and it is something that helps our brothers and sisters. And there's so many great things we can do as far as prayer goes during Lent. We could and should read the Passion accounts in all 4 Gospels. Each of the Gospels has a Passion account that is the story of Jesus' death and resurrection, his passion, death, and resurrection. So you could read one of those a week or something like that. Or you could even read, one of the Gospels or all 4 of the Gospels if you want during Lent. And then, of course, the prophecies of Isaiah and Jeremiah and others that focus on the Messiah and on the suffering Messiah, especially in Isaiah. Then there's more time, in adoration, if you're able to do that in your church, in a local church. More time with the rosary, praying especially the sorrowful mysteries. Yes, there's different mysteries for different days, but it's okay. You can pray the sorrowful mysteries every day during Lent, and then pray the glorious mysteries, especially during Easter. So there's just many opportunities to pray more, and pray as well for the salvation of the world. Pray for those who are sick, those who can't pray right now, those who have died, those souls in purgatory. We can unite our prayers with them and pray for them as well. So prayer, fasting, and then almsgiving. And almsgiving comes out of that. It's a desire to maybe literally give money, alms, to people or agencies or ministries, or just to use our talent, use our time to help other people around us. But whatever you do, I really hope that there is a balance. It's not just focused on yourself, giving something up or doing something extra. The goal is not to get to Easter and say, I did it. I had this goal and I did it. Now I can go back to whatever I was doing before. The goal and the hope is to connect that with other people around me. I'm giving up this so that I can be more attentive to God in prayer. I'm giving up this so that I can give the money I would have spent on it to those who don't have even the basic necessities of life. So I just invite you to think about what you could do. And I understand too, I was talking to someone yesterday and they said, I don't think we should give up anything this year. The world's going through enough right now. You may feel that way. There are a lot of us are this is a long Lent. This is a year-long Lent since last year, really. But I still think that, despite the lockdowns, despite all the social distancing and the masks and everything, and I know we complain and I know it's annoying and hard, we're still incredibly blessed in the West, especially in the United States. We have, access to food and healthcare and shelter and clothing and all of that stuff. So I think we could all do something extra. If not give something up, then do something extra for God's people as a way to enter into this season of denial, of penance, of contrition, of conversion, of preparation, so that we can celebrate Easter with hearts and minds made new. I think that was there anything else I was going to say about that? Am I going to tell you what I'm giving up? No. I will say one thing though that I am giving up. Well, I did a blog, video blog for someone, Katie Prejean. She's kind of a big deal among Catholic bloggers, so it's nice. She has me on her show every once in a while. And first question, right out of the blue, she said, Bishop, what are you giving up for Lent? And I'm like, it's kind of personal. But I found myself saying, I'm going to give up sleeping in, So when I don't do the snooze button or anything like that, or snooze on my phone. But a lot of times I'll wake up, like maybe you, and then I think, well, oh good, I can get another 15 minutes or half hour, and then I'll go to bed. But during Lent especially, I want to wake up at that time and just say, nope, I'm awake, unless it's like 2 o'clock in the morning. Then I am going to go back to sleep. But wake up, at a reasonable time, earlier time, and then spend that time, more time in prayer in the chapel. So that'll be a good thing. And hopefully, someone said that it takes 30 to 40 days in order for something to become a habit. So maybe after 30, 40 days of doing that, it will be something that I'll do regularly, consistently for the rest of my life. So I invite you to think about that as well, about what you're going to do. Is there anything else? I was talking about this morning on Relevant Radio. Tomorrow morning. So full disclosure, a lot of times you think it's live, but it's not. I record that they call me and we record it the day before. So I recorded it this morning. I believe it will be live tomorrow morning, live. So anyway, but this morning on our live show, which will air tomorrow, I talked a lot about preparing for Lent and making that, connection between what we're giving up and helping other people. Oh, so the host asked me as well. He said, what about when people fail? What do you say to that? When they fail in their commitments, when we fail in our Lenten promises? And to that I say, that's normal. That's probably going to happen. It doesn't have to, but if it does, you've just reminded yourself why you need a Savior, why we need Jesus Christ. If we get through Lent, and we had this list of things we're going to do, and we get to Easter and we say, great, I did it. Well, then why do we need help from God? Why do we need a Savior? If we get through and say, I did it, but there was that day that I did eat candy or whatever, I did something, then that reminds us that, I'm not perfect. God, I need you, God. I need your help to keep my commitments, to keep my promises, and to stay on the right track. Having said that, don't go into Lent thinking, good, he just gave us a get out of jail free card. I didn't. I would just encourage you as you make your commitment not to fall into the trap that I fall into, and that is to say, well, I hope I can wake up early or something like that. Do it. Say, I'm going to get up earlier every day, and I'm going to pray a little bit more. I'm going to give up chocolate. Not me, but you might want to give up chocolate, etc. Okay, great. All right, that is what I wanted to share with you. So get ready for... also, I think I should say it, at least in our diocese, and in most dioceses this year, because of safe environment, because of social distancing and everything, instead of touching your forehead with the ashes, and that's discouraged right now, especially each person, if one priest or one minister keeps touching foreheads, there's some fear of passing on the virus. Because of that, the Vatican has asked that we do what they do in Europe, mostly in Italy and in most of Europe, and that is to sprinkle a little bit of ashes on the head. It's going to seem very strange to us because here we haven't done that in the West, but that's the normal way they do it. I have a great picture of Pope John Paul kind of leaning down. He took off his zucchetto, and a bishop is putting the ashes on his head. That also connects us well with the Bible. It says that, I believe it was Nehemiah, in the book of Nehemiah, it says as they all prayed, the whole city, the whole community prayed and said they piled ashes on their heads. So they didn't make a cross as we do, which is fine, but that's what they did in the Bible. On Job, he put ashes on his head, and I believe Esther did the same thing when she prayed to God in the Bible, and many others. So it may be another penance. If you don't like it, then, just, again, offer that up, but that connects us with our brothers and sisters in Europe and others who do that every year. It just reminds us again, it's not about me, it's not about having a nice cross on my forehead or anything. But it just reminds us that, as we say, you are dust, and unto dust you shall return. Okay, great. So there you go. That's what I wanted to share with you tonight. My stomach's feeling a little okay. If you missed the beginning part, I talked about eating maybe what was an undercooked pork chop and some outdated sauce. You know what I think I'm going to do, especially because it's not Lent? I'm going to eat some ice cream. I think that really just helps everything. It'll freeze that food, and make it fine that's in my stomach. What do you think of that? I'm going with it. All right. Now, I'm a bachelor. I live alone, so I can do things like that. I can eat ice cream right out of the carton if I want. And no one's here to stop me. Okay, that's all. I'd like to say a prayer over you as we conclude this evening's time together, and as we get ready to enter into the season of Lent. Oh, good and gracious God, bless us. Bless all of your children. You love us so much. Help us to revel in that love, to delight in that love, as did Mary and all the saints, so that we may not only enjoy it for ourselves, but share that love that you have for us with our brothers and sisters. Bless us as we prepare to enter into the holy season of Lent, this time of preparation, of grace, of conversion, of growth, of reconciliation, of penance and contrition. Bring us to the glory of Easter, so that we may experience the newness of the resurrection with minds made new. Bless all your children, I pray, in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. All right. Have a good night, everybody. All right, thanks. Oh, I see people are talking about ice cream. Okay, great. Mary says be safe. She always does that. Mary, that's my sister. Okay, God bless you all. All right, bye-bye. Oh, dang it, I tried it again. Okay, here we go. Anyway, so we're wrapping up here from Durnford Place. Have a great evening, and God bless you.